Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you checking out the video. We have some very interesting information to go over regarding Silent Hill once again. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting to be talking about Silent Hill again so soon because we just talked about the pretty significant leak of some images that were confirmed to be real and how there's just a lot going on apparently at Konami when it comes to what they're planning to do with Silent Hill. Ever since this leak came out, there have been more outlets as well as individuals coming out and pretty much saying what they know. And one of the more interesting reports we're getting is that apparently there is a Silent Hill 2 remake that's in development, and it's going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. But on top of that, there's actually about 3 separate Silent Hill projects that are currently in development. Now, we've heard previously that there are multiple Silent Hill games in development, but I don't think anybody was anticipating that that would be 3 projects. So all signs are pointing to a pretty significant Silent Hill comeback if this information is true. So before we dive into this, do me a favor, be sure to hit the like button to help the video out and show your support. It really helps the videos out a lot. And if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're going to head over to VGC now, where they're reporting multiple Silent Hill projects are currently in development at studios around the world. This is what sources have told VGC, and could include a remake, a full sequel, and a story-focused episodic series. Last week, a collection of leaked concept images appeared to confirm that a new Silent Hill is or was in development. This followed a VGC story from last February in which we reported that Konami was planning to revive the long-dormant horror game series. Now details are emerging on what some of those projects could look like. As first mentioned by influencer Nate the Hate and journalist Jeff Grubb, one of the in-development titles could be a remake of fan-favorite 2001 installment Silent Hill 2. This matches with what VGC has heard from our own sources. It's claimed that the remake will feature reworked AI, animations, puzzles, and several new endings, and potentially release as a timed exclusive on PlayStation consoles. The Medium studio has been linked to the Silent Hill franchise constantly over the past 18 months. Last year, the Polish developer announced a strategic cooperation agreement with Konami, months after Bloober Team's CEO claimed it was working on an existing horror IP from a very famous gaming publisher. Silent Hill's composer Akira Yamaoka even worked on Bloober Team's 2021 title, The Medium, and teased his next game project by stating that it was, quote, the one you've been hoping to hear about, end quote. Bloober Team did not immediately respond to a request for comment. But VGC and insiders have reported previously, we understand Konami has been actively talking to several developers about reviving the Silent Hill IP across multiple games. One of those projects is intended to be a smaller episodic series of short stories, we were told. Sources have previously indicated that Until Dawn Studio Supermassive had once been involved in talks for such a project, which eventually evolved into its Dark Pictures games. One new name 2 people independently gave VGC was Annapurna Interactive, the acclaimed publisher behind games such as Outer Wilds and Telling Lies, which they said could be involved in the Stories project. However, they said many studios have been involved in pitches for Silent Hill, and it's possible that Annapurna was simply involved in one of those discussions rather than a project that was eventually greenlit. VGC has contacted Annapurna for comment on this story. Finally, VGC has been told that Konami is planning to release a new mainline entry in the Silent Hill series. It's not clear who is leading the game, but VGC reported last year that a Japanese studio was working on a Silent Hill project. The images leaked last week were understood to be related to a PT-style teaser game codenamed Sakura, which is intended to be released as a free digital title to build anticipation for the larger projects. VGC first reported on Konami's plans to ramp up its premium game development last year with new installments and remakes for its biggest franchises, including Metal Gear and Castlevania. It's possible Konami could showcase some of the games during major shows this year. We understand the company had planned to announce projects last year before it pulled out of E3 2021 due to what it called timing issues. So, yeah, this is the massive report coming from VGC, and ever since these images leaked, it seems like more and more information is coming out, and this is honestly very exciting to me because it's pretty clear at this point that there are some big things going on with Silent Hill. I know that some people are thinking, oh man, you know, Bloober Team, they're going to be the ones handling a Silent Hill 2 remake. Well, I understand the apprehension, and, you know, with something like that, it does sound like it could be exciting, but you also do got to worry, you know, are they going to handle it right? We know that Silent Hill 2 is a beloved game that, you know, anybody who's going to be remaking that game, they're going to have a lot of pressure to make sure they just don't mess it up. And here's hoping, because it seems at this point that, yeah, Bloober Team, they're involved with Silent Hill, and them doing a Silent Hill 2 remake, it does make sense, and it'll be a PlayStation exclusive apparently. I personally hope that when we see this game revealed, it doesn't disappoint, and that Bloober Team does it justice, because I gotta admit, I'm a little bit nervous. But the reason why I'm ultimately excited about all of this is because it's very clear that whatever Konami's doing with Silent Hill, it's going well beyond just a Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober Team. We have the episodic stories that are apparently in development. Those I'm interested in, but the thing I'm really interested in, to a pretty significant degree here, is the mainline entry that is apparently in develop at a Japanese studio. Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but just considering how many different reports we're getting at this point, it's hard not to. It seems, I don't want to say likely, because I know there are going to be people who just don't believe it, but to me, it just seems like all signs point to this Japanese developer that's working on the next mainline Silent Hill being Kojima Productions. I just cannot think of any other developer based off of everything that we've heard, all of the rumors, all of the crazy things that have been happening, right? The teases at the Game Awards, right, from Guillermo del Toro, and everything in between. It just seems to me, between Gamatsu saying that this is who's doing it, VGC saying it's a prominent Japanese developer, to me, I think Kojima Productions is working on the next mainline Silent Hill entry. And I find it interesting that what VGC is reporting here, they're saying that these images we saw are for a PT-style teaser codenamed Sakura, which is going to be offered as a free digital title to build anticipation. I mean, yeah, that sounds like what it is. It sounds like a second version of PT, and I really don't know who you would get to develop something like that and succeed doing so, right? I feel like there's really only one development team you hire to essentially try to replicate what PT was, to build up for the mainline entry. I don't know, guys. I don't want to go, again, off the deep end with this video, but we're getting more reports, we're hearing more things, and at this point in time, I will say this. I'm definitely interested to see what the Silent Hill 2 remake looks like. I mean, I want to be excited for it. I'm going to try to give Bloober Team the benefit of the doubt and assume that they're going to do a good job with this. That's my hope anyway. I'm also interested in learning about these short stories, or these short story style episodic games, I guess is what they'll be like, and who's going to be developing them. But I'm extremely interested in knowing more about this mainline Silent Hill entry and who's developing it and everything that's going to go along with it. And I'll end the video by saying it is pretty clear by this point in time that Konami has significant plans with Silent Hill. Considering they were getting ready to reveal some stuff last year and they had to pull out at the last minute, I think, you know, it's kind of safe to say that we're going to learn something this year, possibly as soon as next month when all the big, you know, game shows happen. So I'll keep you guys updated. At this point, I want you to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about getting a Silent Hill 2 remake for the PS5 and possibly the PS4 from Bloober Team? What do you think about the episodic style Silent Hill projects? And what do you think about the mainline Silent Hill title that's in development with apparently a PT style teaser that is set to come? Definitely going to be interested to see what you guys have to say. Be sure to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.